Alright, everything seems intact. So, welcome back to Yousei. You haven't been following us, and I don't know why you would be, because you must be on YouTube now. A murder happened. It was bad. Li Mei is almost certainly an ex-government assassin, but she's not related to the murder. She just happens to be that also. That's what we discovered. And now we're feeling pretty bad. Everyone's feeling pretty bad about the horrible murder that scarred the guy with the eidetic memory, and that's going to be kind of for life because he has an eidetic memory. Righto. So let's get to it. Actually, no, I can stall a little more. Let's get some background. So, I seem to have caught 3 individual colds in turn. So I'm pretty sure I kicked the first cold's ass. I bounced back, like, the next day. And then I caught another cold, and that's sort of been pressing on me. And I think I got a third one, because it's been a week, and I'm still kind of sick. Like, I don't feel sick, but my nose is just a little bit worse than usual. So what I've done is I have laced my water with lemon juice. Yes. And the lemon mostly just makes me have to go to the bathroom, so let's hope that doesn't come up later today. Aki is waiting for us when we arrive at the dorms.
Glad you could make it back.
Yeah. God, he looks so doofy with the glasses. You gotta commit, though. We briefly make eye contact, but I still feel bad about our argument earlier today. How's Naoki?
He'll live. He's resting in the room right now.
I don't know how she must have taken a couple of takes to not say he's resting in the restrooms, by the basic nature of things. Aki kneels in front of Li Mei.
Are you okay?
That's an excellent question. Li Mei nods weakly.
I'm well.
You're so not. You're so not, Li Mei. You're such a liar. You cute little rabbit assassin. She touches Li Mei and the young girl's body visibly relaxes.
You're not alone. Stop behaving as if you are.
Aki takes both of Li Mei's hands in hers.
Do you want me to sit with you?
Li Mei looks surprised.
Naoki.
You were both there. You both need a break. Do you want me to sit with you?
Please.
Aki turns to me.
I'm going to stay with Li Mei until she goes to sleep. After that, we need to talk.
Oh, okay. Isn't even my room, it's also Naoki's room, right? So then I'm gonna... Yeah, I'll comfort him too, he's a good guy. I'll be in my room then. Aki nods and she guides Li Mei down the hall to their room. So I've never seen this, apparently. Because you'll notice that the text for that was lit up in a brighter white. Which I'm pretty sure means that I've never taken this option before. I knock on the door gently before entering. Aaron lies in his bed, wrapped tightly in blankets. His breathing is heavy and labored, but he's clearly asleep. Naoki is sitting up in the bed with the covers pulled around him. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You're not. Leave the lying to your sister. You're terrible at it.
Aki doesn't lie.
Right, she just tells misleading truths.
She says what she has to.
He glares at me. Okay, this conversation isn't going so well. I didn't mean to come in and start an argument or anything. Naoki sighs and leans back.
I'm sorry.
Wait, why are you apologizing?
Because I feel bad.
About what? It's not like this is your fault.
I shouldn't have gone alone.
You actually shouldn't have. You were an adult and knew the risk. This was my defense, and it's also, like, yeah. What happened anyway? Naoki glances at Aaron's sleeping figure. He sighs and lowers his voice.
It's easiest to tell people I have a perfect memory, but it doesn't work the way you'd think. I don't look at a book and memorize all the words. Instead, I remember what it was like to read the book. I remember the way each page turn feels, the warmth of the room, and what I think and feel as I read it. I memorize all of my experiences, and they stay in my mind forever, as clear as the day I first experienced them.
He draws his knees up under his chin.
I won't just remember what happened today. I'll relive it all. The smell of the blood, pounding of my heart. It's a part of me that I'll never be able to erase.
That's pretty horrifying. It's funny, people treasure their memories and it feels bad when you forget things, but also it's like... Nah, I'd love to be able to erase memories. That's why I've always been saying that the best thing that you could wish for, like the best power, aside from any of those gimmicky things like all the powers, would be the power to obtain or erase information. Like if you could purge your own mind of every memory you don't want, but also have basically omniscience, but not in the point where it's burdensome omniscience. I guess it'd work even better if you could do it to other people too, just make them know stuff without direct contact or communication. He pauses to take a shaky breath.
It sort of pounds inside my head every day, as if I'm still experiencing it. It takes a little time for me to get used to it, but I'll live.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
It's okay, I didn't expect you to.
Aki did. He forces a smile.
Besides, I've had worse.
That doesn't make me feel better at all. That dude was in half, are you sure, bro? In fact, I think that makes me feel worse. Naoki laughs sadly.
That's why Aki tries to keep me away from anything too traumatic. I just didn't want to inconvenience her.
I'm not sure what to say. Oof. I'm wholeheartedly believing this one, though. It's not an inconvenience if she loves you.
I know, but it won't stop me from feeling guilty about it.
That's fair. Listen, dude, I don't know what you've been through or the sort of baggage you've got, but it's obvious Aki cares about you. And if you keep feeling guilty about it, then you're pushing her away. It's like saying you don't want her to love you.
But that's not true at all.
Then don't think of yourself as a burden. Find a way to pay her back. Take care of her, too. Make it an equal relationship. He smiles sadly.
I know if I stay like this, it'll be harder on both of us.
He sighs and puts his hand to his head.
I'm sorry. I don't know if I can stay up much longer. Is it okay if I get some rest?
Oh, sure. I duck out of the room quickly. Aki is waiting outside. He, looks... She smiles a weary smile.
We've weathered worse.
Yeah, he said the same thing. I don't really think that makes anything better.
Do you have a moment to talk about what happened earlier?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Likewise. I expected you to know things you were never told.
You're goddamn right you did. Well, I know now.
Naoki told you?
About how his Kansei works? Yeah.
He's got some pretty dark memories, you know. Our mother died during childbirth, and our father wound up blaming us for it.
Which is insane, but I think I've heard more stories of bad parents, like from people I actually know directly, personally, than good ones. Or at least parents with major faults that make them some format of abusive. She sighs.
It's not a part of our history I'm especially thrilled to think about.
She seats herself on the couch and leans back with a heavy sigh. He really means a lot to you, doesn't he?
He's my little brother. I'd raise the world to the ground if I knew it would keep him safe.
She sighs.
I hope I don't sound crazy. It's kind of a protective older sibling thing.
I know, I'm the same. Aki regards me with a curious glint in her eye.
You?
I had a sister. Her expression softens.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize. It's not your fault.
What was she like, if you don't mind my asking?
She grew up in the same foster home. We weren't related by blood, but it didn't matter. I paused for a moment to pick my words. I haven't spoken about her in so long. She got sick a lot, so she didn't spend much time with the other kids. And I'm not exactly a social person. I smirk, like you couldn't tell.
I had a guess.
I avoided the others as much as I could, but she wouldn't leave me alone. She always tried to make me happy, and I hated it. Aki raises an eyebrow. Hey, don't judge. Sometimes you just want to be angry at the world for no reason. Sometimes there is a reason, but you still want to be angry at the world. She never gave up on me, though. I still don't know why she'd care about someone like me. Maybe she felt a kinship, because neither of us knew who our parents were. But that was every orphan at the foster home? Are you sure it's not... Oh, no, I guess a foster home's also like protective custody if you knew your parents, but... I don't know, maybe somebody could conclusively say that it's the Kansei that bound them. Maybe the other kids were too loud for her. All I know is that she was family. She always saw the positive side of things. I was a real pessimist back then. And only back
Unlike now.
I laugh ruefully. I don't know what that would sound like. I don't know what a rueful laugh sounds like. It's just like... I was worse back then, if you can believe that. I used to have these terrible mood swings. She never understood, but that didn't change the fact that she loved me. We'd argue about everything, then stand up for each other when the other kids tried to pick fights. Everyone else thought it was weird. I used to have these daydreams where our parents would show up one day, and we'd discover we really were related, and we'd laugh at everyone for doubting us. I'd tug at a strand of my hair. I dyed my hair to match hers. Wanted to look the same. Still do, once a year on her birthday. I shake my head. It sounds so stupid when I say it out loud. Oh. So that means it's been a while since her birthday.
It doesn't sound stupid at all. You wanted to connect. There's nothing wrong with that.
But it was a fantasy, a child's dream.
You still love her. That's not a fantasy. Family isn't about blood or hair color. You're her brother.
I was her brother,
You still are.
but she's gone.
If a mother passes away, her children are still her children. You're still her brother.
He states it so simply, I'm at a loss as how to respond. I'm gonna take a mulligan. Aki states it so simply, I'm at a loss as to how to respond. She straightens up and brushes off a bit of imaginary dust from her shirt.
Come on.
What?
Older siblings unite?
She offers me her hand. I laugh and grasp her hand in mine. Sure, older siblings unite. The two of us stare at the ceiling for a few silent moments before Aki breaks the silence.
You can ask, you know.
What?
About today. Looks like your first time having a blood reaction.
You mean when I woke up in that corpse?
Yeah, basically.
You know what happened to me? Lee May said it had something to do with blood.
Kansei are activated by touch, but if you come into contact with blood, the effect is amplified.
I don't see how reliving someone's death can be amplified as taking over their dead body. Aki chuckles, but there's no mirth in her voice.
Well, when you relive a death, it's like you're inside their mind. So for the blood reaction version, it makes sense that you feel their body entirely.
So it's like he actually has the power of possession, but only the dead. And also he can detect strong negative emotions, but possibly only those strong enough or uninhibited by death. Like, the mechanics of his power are sort of vague, of everyone's really. Except for Aki's, they're extremely clear-cut. I frown. I don't like it very much.
Yeah, it's pretty unsettling if you think about it.
I shudder. Then maybe I shouldn't think about it.
All things considered, I'm surprised this has never happened to you before.
Actually, yeah, corpses are frequently bloody, maybe. I know it's hard to believe, but I don't go around touching corpses all the time. She stares at my head intently.
I can tell. You don't even have a single white hair.
What?
Kansei tend to be emotionally stressful. The greater the stress, the more white hair.
Huh. Oh, Yumi's hair is Snow White. Oh.
In case you didn't notice.
She's been using her power constantly. She laughs and curls a lock of her white hair around her finger. So you got that white hair from your Kansei?
Well, not exactly. I absorbed all of this from Naoki.
Absorbed?
I can project the thoughts of anyone I touch, but I can also choose which thoughts I project. I can amplify some and filter out others. Whenever Naoki's memories overwhelm him, I hold his hand and filter his thoughts. I strengthen the good memories and mute the bad ones.
That's a pretty interesting mechanic. But in doing so, you undergo the same stress he does.
It's a small price to pay.
She inspects the white strands of hair entwined around her fingers.
Lately, I've been doing it for Lee May, too. She's in a lot of turmoil, but she's working through it.
Aki extends her hand toward me.
I can do it for you, too.
I shake my head. No, I'd rather not burden you anymore.
It's an offer, not a burden.
I run my fingers through my hair. Maybe after I get some white hair of my own. Aki shrugs.
It's your choice.
She stands and stretches.
Go to sleep, Con. I get the feeling that tomorrow's going to be a rough day.
You don't have to tell me twice. Back in the dorm room, I find Aaron and Naoki both asleep. I crawl into my sleeping bag and shut my eyes, but my dreams are filled with frantic memories. I see police rushing into the room. My sisters are both crying. There's blood on my hands, and my point of view keeps jumping erratically around the room. Oh, he did have... Who am I? What am I looking at? It must be the shock or the adrenaline. I try to shut my eyes even tighter, but the images won't go away. I'm seeing the room through his eyes. Those final moments of fear and panic are his. I wake in a panic. The memories of the time my brother died have jolted me out of my sleep. I sigh and hold my head in my hands, trying to push away the thoughts, but something in the back of my mind keeps pushing itself forward. I lean against the wall and stare at the ceiling, listening to the sound of Aaron's labored snores mixed with Naoki's soft breathing. I wonder if he touched, could he possess someone completely if he touched their blood while they're still awake, or the sound of life. The sound I hated in that crowded house, then missed so dearly after it faded away. I take a deep breath and exhale slowly. What I've been through and what I've done still tear at me, but it's comforting to know that I'm not alone. Naoki has survived all this time. Lee Mei manages to stand up under it somehow. I can do it too. I will do it. Strengthened by my new resolve, I allow myself to fade back into my nightly battle. Jeez, you need the filtering pretty badly if you're having nightly